I'm going to say this right now. Every single couple that I know that have a relationship where the woman is the more dominant person in the relationship, it never works out. Every single couple that I've known to have that sort of dynamic has either broken up in a very messy divorce or something of that sort. I'm not saying that it can't work, but I don't think that it's the majority of those types of relationships.
Well, so anyway,
all facts, all facts, all facts. Women do not want to be the leaders. They may say that. They may talk that talk. But they, deep down, if they stop lying to themselves, they do not want to lead the relationship. It's not their nature. If they lead the relationship, they're going against their nature. Hence why they're so miserable when they're in those positions. Hence why the woman that is, you know, the top CEO of the whole company. Now, yes, of course, that position is regardless going to be stressful for anyone, but they're not going to be a pleasant person. And once a woman is in that position, their family will suffer. Their kids will suffer. Their husband will suffer because the woman is not where she really wants to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just a fact. It's just how they're wired. It's how we're wired. We're not wired to take a step back and let a woman lead things. It's just not how it is. We don't want to, though we're better at doing that somehow. You know what I'm saying? More men, and I think it's just because the climate of today, more men are weak, so we're taking the step back and letting the women lead. But then we get mad when the woman is miserable and ends up cheating because they find a man that's more masculine and actually takes charge. You know what I'm saying? So we can't be. It's. I don't blame the women. And that's number one with my channel. It's never the woman's fault. Never. It's the man's fault because we allow them to do these things. But let's continue.
women here who have been kind of the leader or the dominant one in the relationship.
Drove me to hell, drove me crazy. I wanted to leave. It was horrible.
It drove you to hell.
Yeah.
Was it because he was lacking in some way, or at least you thought you wanted to be that way?
I thought I wanted to be that way. I've had 3 monogamous relationships in my life. They were all so sweet, so kind, treated me like a princess. But essentially, the masculinity was lacking, like big. There was no leadership, there was no direction. I had to fulfill the nurturing role and then the planning role, and there was no establishment of like what our roles were.
I'm just going to say,
Yeah, I mean, she just said it, you know, she said she wanted to leave, you know. That's going to drive a girl to go cheat, leave you out of nowhere when you think everything is going good, right? Again, I've said this in a lot of my videos. Men do not live in reality. Men do not live in reality. Because if we did, we'd notice these things. You know what I'm saying? Now, some men do, of course. Obviously, I'm generalizing, but you know, not being masculine enough will drive a woman to leave. Be just extremely miserable, and you don't know what the heck you did, but she doesn't mad at you all the time. So you're lacking something. Now, of course, the odd time, or I won't say the odd time, but sometimes it's the woman as well. You know what I'm saying? That happens as well. But for the most part, a lot of times when they're in these types of relationships where the woman is the leader, it never lasts. And they're never happy and satisfied.
And get frustrated around a lot of kids and be like, man, come get these kids. Because it's not our strong suit. Not saying that we can't. What I'm saying is we aren't built to be nurturers, just like the woman isn't built to be the leader in a relationship with a man.
I be on your side. I be on your side and saying.
Built is built. Nah. Let's talk about the word built.
Are women built for leadership?
Within a relationship, no. No. That's why they look for a man. They desire a man to lead. We can get upset at the wording all we want, but they want a man to lead for a.
And you got dudes saying timeout. Bruh, this is what's wrong with the world right now. The dudes are trying to stop this dude from saying the real. The guys, the men, not the women. Not these new age women. The men are out here saying, are trying to stop him from what he's saying and saying, let's take a timeout, let's backtrack. What? When did as men did we not be able to take and handle the truth? The guy didn't say anything wrong. Not one thing did he say was wrong. It's all facts. I don't care if you don't like the wording. even though the wording is not even bad, the women shouldn't even feel offended by this. This is a good thing, right? So I mean, it's just crazy. Men today are weak. They're weak, and they're allowing the women to push this narrative where they can be the leaders because they don't necessarily. Yeah, they might be able to do it, but it's not going to last long, and they will not be happy. They will not be satisfied with their life. They will be miserable. It's just a fact. We see it all the time. Also, when the women's in the actual dominant position, a lot of times they treat the man like garbage. So that should tell you right there that that's not how things are supposed to be. They treat the men like garbage. They walk all over them. They cheat on them all the time. They do whatever they want. And why? Because they know the man is going to stay.
Reason, because they aren't built to do it. They don't want to do it.
Do you agree or
Do
disagree?
you want a man to lead the relationship? Yes or no?
I think everything you're saying is absolutely correct for a different time period.
Do you not want a man to be
Like, time period? Really? Really?
a leader in the relationship with you?
Yes, but okay, when we talk about leaders, leaders is not strictly financial. Leaders means that you can take on everything that's going on in the house and delegate.
And he never said it was had to be based on financials. He never once said that. Maybe there's a part where I'm not saying in the podcast because this is just a reel, but he never once said the leader as being the more financially stable person. Yes, that is an attribute most of the time, but not necessarily. The man essentially could be making less, but he's still the man of the house. He's still making the decisions, right? When someone, if there's a noise downstairs, he's still the one getting out of bed, picking up the bat, and going down there to investigate. That's the leader of the house. He's the house. He's the one that you go to for all the decisions. You consult him, you help out, you know, you team up with him because you're a partnership, you're a team, but he's the one that's ultimately going to decide what's going to go down. What direction you guys are going to go in. That's what being a leader is. Has nothing to do with monetary values necessarily. You know? And this is what these women are stuck on today. They're so obsessed with the money. They're so obsessed with the money and in these numbers. But when they get in presence of a real man, real masculine energy, all that stuff goes out the window.
Okay, it means that you can take, but you're saying it as though it's not, because women, when we say we want this soft lifestyle, right? It's not always pertaining to financial means, meaning I can just lay in the house and not do nothing. Sometimes I want the soft lifestyle, meaning I ain't gotta worry about punishing Johnny because he got in trouble at school.
Men get.
Number one, if she's broke or you ask her where her 5-year plan is and she doesn't have one, let her go. Waste of time. Number two, if she's extremely cocky and arrogant in her independence, or she's constantly tearing down other women, big character flaw. Internally happy people don't tear down other people. And if she's not internally happy, chances are she's going to depend on you to make her happy. It's going to fail. Number three, if she is argumentative or disrespectful to you at any point, let her go, because you can't re-respect somebody. And a woman who truly respects you will demonstrate a little bit of emotional control, and she will not disrespect.
This is the only thing I have to say about that one. A woman will test you a lot. If you are just starting it doesn't even matter what stage in a relationship. A woman will test you. You know, they call these shit tests, but she's going to test you. And she's testing you to see if you have the testicular fortitude to put her put her in her place. So she can learn how to respect you as long as you put your foot down at the disrespect and you nip it at the bud. So that's the only thing I have to say. If women are going to try to do all the time, I mean, they're going to try these things. They're going to try to have a little, attitudes and see if you pick up on it. And as men, guys, if you notice it, call it out right away. Never hold your tongue. Never hold your tongue. If that's one thing I learned, that is it. Don't hold your tongue when you're dealing with the women. Everything you're thinking, obviously take that with a grain of salt. But if she offends you in any way, Don't let it slide, because if you noticed it, she noticed it. So you should probably say something, and
at you if she really cares about you. 4, and I might get some backlash for this, but that's okay. If she has an extreme amount of male friends, red flag. I don't even gonna go into it.
oh, huge red flag. No guy best friends. No guy she's talking to on a no guy friends in general. Be real with you. You know what I'm saying? No. A friend is someone you hang out with. You can hang out with alone, right? You guys are, you do your thing. Are you going to allow your girl to have a guy friend that she's going to hang out with alone? I don't think that's very smart, you know. And they're going to call you insecure, insecure. That's fine. Just don't fold. Stick to your guns. If they want to be with you, they cannot have any male friends. If they have some old, well, that could backfire as well. The old friend from high school or whatever, they probably smashed. If she tells you she had an old friend from school or old friend from work, they smashed and they're still talking. They smashed. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But no male friends. And if they have a problem with that, that's your program. Tell them you guys don't have to date. Just keep her at um a friends with benefits level, right? They don't. You guys don't have to date. If she really wants you, she will make all the sacrifices to be with you. And you guys should make that one of the standards. So we need to have standards, guys.
No. 1 or 2, okay, cool. But a large amount of male friends, men always around, she's too attention seeking. 5, if she's a woman that has ever abandoned you because of a disagreement, or if she runs away every time you guys fight, chances are she's probably going to run to go get attention from someone else because she can't handle not having that attention.
All facts, guys. You guys gotta test your girl. Test them before you even call her your girl. You gotta put them through the test, the boot camp. That's what I call it. This boot camp. You know, you gotta know she's solid. You gotta know she's not gonna run away at the first sight of you know, struggle or first sight of an argument or anything like that. You gotta make sure she's good. She's along for the ride. You know, um, I like to do a year of talking. Because this is how you really know someone. Again, at this age, guys, we shouldn't be just talking to someone for a month, 2 months, and start to date them. Personally, I don't think that's too smart. At this point in time, whoever you're with can significantly affect your life. So I think it's smart if you really know them. And I personally think 6 months to a year is a good enough time to kind of really be in certain scenarios and see how they react and see if they can handle being your girlfriend. Or sorry, yeah, yeah, see if they can handle being your girlfriend. So that's just me. That's how I operate. It works for me. Because then you can weed out the ones that really are not with it. You know. Um, and that's how you operate. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, guys. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want me to talk about, I'm definitely here to listen. Um, you already know, hate, like, and subscribe. Marco Darko. Hit that bell icon to get more notifications. Peace.